400 subscribers. Wow. I mean, that is crazy. I would never have envisioned making that kind of number when I started off over about, well, is it a year and a half now? That sounds longer than it actually is. No, I think it is a year and a half. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for 400 subscribers. That is an insane number. On to 500, I suppose. 500 would be an excellent milestone to reach again. I think we're about to hit, well, not about to hit, but we will be hitting 160,000 video views as well soon, which is just crazy numbers. Something I never figured my little channel would meet, so thanks a lot, everyone. So yeah, I'm going to do one of those kind of companion videos that I like to do sometimes. I know I haven't done one in a while, but I've been really busy with kind of final year uni work, so hopefully you forgive me. But yeah, this chapter, this chapter has actually really divided a lot of people, and one of my comments of the week is going to address this, but I'd like to address it as well. I'm a big fan of certain Vizards, and these two Vizards, well, I like Shinji as well. Well, actually, there you go. The three Vizards I like a lot happen to have been taken out very easily in order to make way for other characters to kind of show their stuff. I didn't mind so much with Komamura because I really like Komamura. But with this situation, I mean, I know I gave the chapter a 10, which is, obviously saying something in itself. But also, I do kind of want to address, I really like Rose. He's one of my favourite captains. And his Bankai, it felt rushed. I really hope we get to see it again. Because basically, Kubo literally just kind of bitched him to make Renji look better. And that is pretty annoying when it comes down to it. So yeah, the chapter has really, really divided the fans. I kind of think Kubo doesn't quite understand just how popular some of these side characters he's created are. Because that is obviously quite a well-known issue with the series, is that it has way too many characters, really. I don't tend to mind, I quite like bigger casts, but it is quite obviously difficult for Kubo to develop them all to some degree. I mean, we've seen quite a lot of the Sturmata get offed without any development whatsoever. But it's kind of annoying when it happens to a captain. And maybe it's just me, back in like Soul Society arc, pretty much every captain felt relevant. I think you could quite easily get away with saying that Kensei and Rose are not relevant as captains as far as like characters to the plot go. And whether that's just Kubo not writing as tight a plot anymore, or whether it's just because they are just not as relevant. I don't know, a bit like, for example, Rose. Okitake we haven't seen this arc much at all. He's like had a couple of panels. But he's barely been in this arc once, which is crazy, because this arc seems to be all about kind of past mistakes coming back to get you, as well as a lot of other themes as well. Another theme is going back to your roots. That's the theme of this arc. But no, one mistake seems to be kind of the old being pushed aside for the new. Obviously you have like Yamamoto and your Halve arc, they're both very much symbols of the old. And Yamamoto's been taken out, and Shinsui, Unohana, and Ukitake, they're all symbols of the old. Unohana's been replaced by Kenpachi. So Ukitake's just vanished, which is really weird. I know we saw him in 547 in front of the Lotus thing, which is possibly him being healed. So I think that he'll probably have a big return. I'd like to see him face Colonel Sanders, but and why don't we have a name for him yet? I mean, it's ridiculous, but I can almost see him fighting Askin as well. I don't know, it's hard to call, but kind of going off on a bit of a tangent here. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is Kubo does kind of push characters out of the way, Like, if he doesn't need him, he doesn't need him. You won't see him, basically. Which can be a bit of a shame, because I know that there are lots of big Ukitake fans out there. And it would be pretty annoying, I think, that you just don't see him at all. So yeah, I am kind of annoyed by what happened to the Vizards in this chapter. Especially since we know that Renji's probably going to hand Mask his ass. We just know he's going to do it. Mask is going to get his ass handed to him by this lieutenant who, by all rights, I don't even know why he went to the Royal Realm in the first place. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind Renji. Ichigo I can understand, main character. Even Rukia I can understand, main female lead, but it's pushing it. Byakuya, yeah, he was going to die, but I still, I can kind of buy Byakuya, because everyone wants to see him versus Asnot, and him being in the Royal Realm lets Kubo build that up for a while. But they tried to pull the whole, their injuries are so severe that they have to go to the Royal Realm. Renji's injury wasn't that bad. Yeah, okay, he got drop kicked across the Seirei, but he's a Shinigami. He was intact and everything. So him going to the Royal Realm is a bit of a stretch. And the fact that he's probably going to come out of it with apparently more power than a Vizard captain, I know it's a bit much for people to swallow. But we'll kind of have to see where that goes next week. As for next week, I think next week is the last one before the break. I don't know. It might be. We might have another one. I'm not sure. I think it's probably next week. But also, I think next week is the start of Volume 63. So, I'm in two minds about what's going to happen. Either Kubo is really going to hype Renji up and he'll defeat Mask in one chapter, which would be awful, if you ask me. Because Mask has trounced so many characters. For him to be offed in one chapter would not only be an insult to Mask, it would be an insult to all the characters who had been defeated by him. So I don't think that will happen. I think next week will possibly end with a new Bankai reveal. Renji bringing out his completed Bankai, which I think will be more... because you know how his Bankai at the moment, he gets the baboon coat, but the snake is the main thing. I think the baboon will be the main thing, and just the snake will be, something smaller. I think it'll be a reverse. I think it could end like that. I could possibly foresee Hisagi getting back up, fighting alongside him, but I don't think Renji's going to need it at this rate. I can't see his fight with Mask lasting more than 2 chapters. And I also can't see Mask dying. Because he's kind of too nice a guy to die. I don't know, it's difficult. Apart from the possibility of Kang and BG9, which is still annoying, Kubo's kind of being very ambiguous with fates on both sides. Well, technically he's been ambiguous with Kang and BG9's fates, but you kind of know what I mean. So far there hasn't been any outright deaths like the Espada had in this final battle anyway. So it's kind of interesting. I don't think Mask is going to die. As for Rukia, I still maintain that she might come up against Asnot. Someone said in one of my previous videos that that'd be totally random. I don't see how, considering she's Byakuya's brother. And she probably wouldn't win, and that would be the perfect segue into Byakuya returning. Having said that, it'd be kind of samey. We've seen Byakuya save Rukia twice now already. So that would be kind of samey. I don't think it's going to be long before Az makes a return, though. Now that we're getting Mask, Renji, people like this fighting it, that's kind of... They're the last people we saw Az with in Soul Society, so... And Kubo's doing all these kind of redemption battles, so that kind of makes sense to me. I don't think it'll be long at all before we see him, which excites me a lot. I can't wait. But other than that, I don't really know where it's going to go. Kubo literally at the moment can pick a fight and just roll with it. fights aren't lasting much more than 3 to 4 chapters, which is interesting, because it's a far cry from the massively long fights of the Arrancar arc. That's possibly down to the fact that there's more characters now, and also down to the fact that Kubo's pacing in general is just faster now than it was back then. But yeah, that's kind of my prediction for next week, just Renji versus Mars, possibly ending in a Renji Bankai. Reveal Baboon more than the snake. As for comment of the week, I'll do the first one, and then I'll do the one that talks about the Vizards, because that's quite a big point that a lot of people have brought up this week in general on the forums. Now, for some reason, here we go. Okay, so yeah, Daniel Astillero, something like that, says, if Kubo shows a character's Bankai, the character is going to die. Okay, so thanks for your comment. Appreciate it. That's very interesting. That would imply you think Rose is dead. I'd be surprised if Rose was dead, considering the last thing we saw was him moving his finger. But he's certainly obviously in big trouble. I don't think that's necessarily going to be the case, because Kensei showed it and he didn't die. I know Kensei's already revealed it in the Arrancar arc, but I know what you're basing it off. Yamamoto, Unohana, Chojuro, I suppose, technically. It's not a great track record. However, I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think the fact is that, and I'm pretty certain of this, we will see every Bankai that we should see. So all the captains, the Royal Guard. And so what that means is Kubo has to get through them quickly. So, although I think Rose had a criminal amount of time showing his Bankai off, I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back and using it again. No, that is actually no. I just remember there's one thing I wanted to point out. If you guys see the picture of Rose with the star-shaped hole in him, look how thin his body is. Is that like an art error or something? Because he's like got no body. It's like tiny. If you look at the ridge of the star wound, because you can see it goes the whole way through him, he's like nothing to him. So yeah, I thought that was quite funny. But yeah, back to the comment. No, I don't actually agree with that. I think that it's just Kubo trying to cycle through them quickly. Because I think, for example, Hisagi's got a Bankai to show. He ain't going to die. Renji's obviously got this new power to show he's not going to die. I think Ruki will have a Bankai. She won't die. But I think, I know what you're getting at. And it's partly down to the fact that Kubo wants to speed things up. And you know, what better way to have a captain die than have his Bankai be shown? So, I see where you're coming from. The next comment is from Toadkick. Thanks for your comment. And if you... Well, Toadkick wasn't particularly happy with this week's chapter. If you look in the comments of my review, you can see we had this little talk. I didn't particularly agree with his point in its entirety. It's a good chat though, actually. And I'm grateful to him for bringing this point up. Basically, he says that, you know, does Kubo intend for the Vizards to come off as clowns? Is it bad writing that Kubo can't come up with any other way to explain their powers and have the captains tell it to every opponent they face? Yeah, thanks for your comment, Toad. Basically, this is... A lot of people have had this problem with this chapter. People like the Vizards, but Kubo treats them like rubbish. And the issue of the captains explaining their Bankai's power to the enemy has been brought up a lot. You know, Shinji does it all the time. And it's difficult. It's a difficult situation. Because, you know, Rose is not explaining it to the enemy, he's explaining it to the reader. You know, if he was going to be clever about it, and you know, he wouldn't say anything, and we'd be sitting there going, what the hell is going on here? At the same time, he can't really be thinking it. Why would he be thinking his own powers? why would he be thinking, and now my bank I can do this and all this? And I'm not going to tell anyone, I'm just going to think it. That doesn't make any sense either. What should happen is, Hisagi's conscious, he should be watching and going, so this is Captain Otoribashi's Bankai. It can do this water illusion, and this fire illusion, and this, that's what should happen. Because then Rose would be able to use it without fear of Mask bursting his fucking eardrums. But also, it would be believable. I do think it's not bad writing, but it's lazy of Kubo just to have Rose spiel it out to the enemy. It's lazy and stupid. It makes Rose look stupid, and he's received a lot of hate for it, which is not fair. It's Kubo's fault. Shinji's a massive culprit for this. He doesn't even need to explain it anymore. We know what it does, and he still does it. So, but I completely agree with you on some of your points that it's bad writing. It is bad writing. I mean, why does he have to do it? But having said that, I enjoyed the chapter. I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, that's kind of it for this week's episode, guys. I think. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Wow, it's almost 17 minutes long. Okay, holy crap. Alright. So yeah, that's kind of it for this week, guys. Again, thank you so much for 400 subscribers. That's absolutely insane. And if you haven't subscribed already, then click the button to subscribe. And also don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Now, my question of the week to you guys, it's quite a simple one. Basically, do you think Renji is going to kill Mask? Or, if not, is something going to happen? Is someone going to come in? Is Renji going to spare him? Or Mask going to defeat Renji? Oh, that's not going to happen. It might happen, I suppose. Stranger things have been going on lately, so, it might happen. So that's kind of my question, my 3 questions, I suppose. Leave your answers in the comment below, it'd be good to see. So that's it, guys, and I shall catch you next week, hopefully. So until then, see ya.